Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mask On social media series where I'm going to be showing you the exact step-by-step playbook that I use to grow my Instagram theme page business to over 25 million followers and over $300,000 of revenue a year. We won't ever sell you a course. All this information will always be free and open source. All we ask is that you use the Sludge AI content tools to try to make your theme page journey 100 times easier. Picking a niche is one of the most important parts of your Instagram page journey. While I can't tell you exactly what to pick, I'll share some insights into the frameworks that I use to pick niches, and I'll share some of the niches that have performed best for me. Remember, you don't have to stick to a single niche of content. My Instagram theme pages had multiple niches, and we would post content in each of those niches. It's always good to have multiple niches in your network of pages. That way you can partner with different brands that are going to be targeting different niche audiences. There's a simple framework that I like to use that I found that works best for picking the niche of content you're going to be posting on your first page. It's what I've been using for every single page I've run in my business that I've either grown, bought, sold in my 6 years of running my company. Here are the three simple parts of my framework. The first one being the viral ceiling, second, monetization, and third, interest. I'm going to go through each of these things to help you understand how to actually think about picking your niche so that way you're equipped with the tools to always understand if a niche is high value and worth doing. The first one is the viral ceiling. The viral ceiling is all about judging how wide of an audience your content applies to. Funny memes and videos resonate with a large audience on Instagram and have a high chance of going viral, for example. A lot of Instagram Reels users scroll their feed looking for funny content to share with their friends. I know that's what I do. It's also really easy to get content in this niche as there are hundreds if not thousands of pages that are posting content like this. You also have other niches that have high viral ceilings, like content around pets or technology. There are also narrow interested audiences for smaller niches, but your page will be more valuable because you can sell ads to those really targeted advertisers. For more general niche comedy accounts, you'll need to get more followers to be able to monetize it as effectively as a smaller niche account with really targeted followers. But in exchange, there's a lower amount of cap of followers you can get for really niche focused accounts. When picking a niche, I will go and typically find 20 or 30 of the biggest accounts posting in that niche of content you're looking to create. You can average out all these pages and get an idea of what the viral ceiling is for that content niche. The higher the average, the more followers you can expect to reach at the peak of that page's growth. Pages with high viral ceilings that are more general will be harder to grow initially. When first starting out, I'd recommend picking a narrow niche of content to initially hit that viral ceiling of, let's say, 500,000 to a million followers. So some examples of niches like this could be like how it's made videos or pages about like hood comedy. These pages have a clear niche to an audience, which makes them much more likely for them to follow them when they see them on the Explore page. Once you get closer to that viral ceiling, you can always take that same exact page and rebrand it to a new niche to start growing even higher. But it's much easier for a beginner to start in a narrower niche as they'll see followers faster. Now you can still always start broad and be a more general niche, but you need to expect that getting followers off the Explore page will be a tougher battle just because your content niche isn't easily understandable to a user. Now, you shouldn't ever pick any content niche that has a viral ceiling below 100,000 followers, unless you're an expert in that type of content and really understand that niche community. Because you need to be very confident that you'll be able to monetize those 100,000 followers very effectively if you do that. Otherwise, it makes a lot more sense to try to target these higher viral cap niches because you'll at least be able to have a large amount of followers that advertisers will be interested in, even if you can't find those super niche advertisers for the 100K page, for example. My golden number for launching a new niche page is to have a viral ceiling that's between 500,000 to 2 million followers on average. That range has always worked super well for me when starting accounts and identifying niches that I want to build a page in. The next is monetization. When picking a page niche around the viral ceiling, it's always important to keep monetization in mind. There are a few major parts of the page audience that will determine if you're really going to be able to cash cow this account. We're going to go through the two main aspects of measuring an audience's worth, which is the demographics and the niche that it's in. We'll start off with demographics. Your page demographics can be found when you tap the Insights tab on Instagram. Depending on your niche of content, you might have more male or female followers. Men and women tend to buy different things on the internet, which will change what type of ads you'll sell on that account. You can research what men and women buy online independently. Instead, we're going to focus on the best location demographics to make sure your page gets the highest valuation possible. In the Instagram advertising world, there's some terminology called Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 audiences. Obviously, Tier 1 audiences are going to be the most valuable audience for an advertiser and for your page as you grow. The more of a Tier 1 audience your page is, the higher price you can get for advertisements and the more money you can get when you want to sell your page to another company. Pages with tier 1 audiences have over 50% of their followers located in the following countries in order of importance: the USA, the UK, Australia, Canada, and other European countries. These are the most valuable audience locations as they have a high purchasing power and large economies. They also have the ability to receive online packages quickly when ordering things online. Advertisers will almost exclusively work with pages that have 50% or more of their followers located in these countries. The higher percentage you have of a tier 1 audience, the more valuable your advertisements and page are. One of my new accounts I've recently grown to over 500,000 followers is 70% USA. This makes the page very valuable for selling advertisements, and if I ever wanted to exit it in the future, it has a much higher valuation. Pages with tier 2 audiences have over 50% of their followers located in countries from South America and Southeast Asia. These countries have a lower purchasing power and have more difficulty in receiving online products quickly. The audience won't be as valuable to advertisers unless they're from those specific countries. There are still some ways to monetize these audiences effectively, but you'll find it's much more difficult to do so compared to a tier 1 audience. Pages with tier 3 audiences have over 50% of their followers located in India, the Middle East, or Africa. These countries typically have the lowest purchasing power and have the highest difficulty in receiving online orders quickly. This audience is not that valuable for advertisers, and they will often completely avoid pages with these demographics for advertisements. There can be some ways to monetize this audience, but I haven't really seen it done well in practice. If your page is starting off with these demographics, I'd recommend restarting your account and starting from scratch and really try to target that tier 1 audience. So as a recap, tier 1 audience is the best audiences that you can get on your Instagram page. You really want to always strive to make sure that you have those audiences. In the later video, I'll kind of go over more tips and tricks of how to grow your account specifically for those audience demographics and different tools on Instagram that make it easier for you to block followers from certain countries. Now we're going to talk about niches. Pages with a more specific niche can often have a higher value for advertisement deals and can get better advertisement deal flow compared to pages that are really general and broad. Some examples of some niches that are fetching a lot of ad dollars right now: sports, as gambling advertisers love working with sports pages; pets, because different pet brands and products will sponsor your page and give you affiliate deals for content; or technology. A lot of software products will pay you for advertisements or try to get affiliate deals where they can work with you. Now, you can always launch a broad niche page that's a high viral ceiling. You just need to keep in mind that that page will have to be a higher following for you to be able to charge the same advertisement rates as a smaller niche account. And advertisers may be harder to come by with those broader audiences. You'll need to really work to go and locate advertisers and keep them consistently. But for example, the majority of my pages are really broad Instagram meme pages. These pages have been really monetized effectively once they cross the 1 million follower threshold and can gross anywhere from $3,000 to $30,000 a month, depending on how you sell ads. Some niche accounts can charge the same rates I charge at 200K just because they're really hyper-focused followers and they have like a very defined audience that they're selling to. So like if I made a page about like the best hammers on the internet, like obviously every single hammer company is going to want to sponsor it. Now they may not want to sponsor my more broad meme page, but then a really large company like DoorDash may want to sponsor my larger page because I have a way bigger audience to be able to show their product to. These niche accounts can still hit a ceiling though. There's a lot of examples of broad niche meme pages that are at 3 million to 15 million followers, and those are making a lot more money than these niche accounts. And anybody can grow a page that size if it's done correctly. You'll be able to monetize better than the smaller niche and fetch higher ad rates once you get over that million follower threshold. Now, these are the two best ways to think about how to value an account and your audience. If you're looking to sell the page to another business, or if you want to figure out how to price your advertisements, your niche and demographics will be the two main things that advertisers concern themselves with. So like I said, you really want to make sure that you're growing a tier 1 audience in a niche that either has a high viral cap, so you can get a lot of followers, or a super hyper specialized niche that you're an expert in to be able to fetch ad dollars from the top companies in that industry. Now, the last framework I like to use is interest. This last section is really self-explanatory. Building up your page or network of pages can take months or years. This is a business that can boom overnight, or it can take months or years to grow effectively. You need to be prepared for the months or years long haul. One of my first pages to reach over 1 million followers is around the college party scene and US drinking culture. It was one of my favorite pages to run as a lot of my friends enjoyed the content, and it became a very viral sensation on a lot of college campuses. Before you make the business a system, you need to make sure that you start a page off that you're passionate in so you don't get bored while building up your company before you can start buying or building other pages and niches that you just don't really care about as much. Thank you so much for making it to the end. This YouTube series is all about being a no BS approach to the best ways for you to build and monetize a faceless theme page business on Instagram. I'm not charging for any of this information, and it's all going to be free and always open source. All I ask is that you guys drop a like and subscribe and try out our content tool called Sludge AI, which makes running these pages 100 times easier. My next video will be all about how I find videos to repost, how I edit content, and the best ways to make sure that your content can go viral. You can click here to get started or check out the playlist on my channel to see the next video in the series. Thanks for tuning in, guys.